Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you all are doing very well. This is your teacher, Miss Azmana, and I am here with your Week 8 home task. The topic that we are going to discuss today is simple future tense. Let's see how simple future tense is used and what is the structure of this tense. Simple future tense. Now, students, what is a fine way of creating a sentence of simple future tense? We use the modal verb will with the form of verb, the first form of verb. And if we are going to use going to, again, if we are using going to instead of will, we have to use one of these auxiliaries, that is am, is, or are, plus the verb, that is the first form of verb. Remember, students, we are talking about the future tense. Not the present, not the past, but the future tense. Simple future forms. Let's see how the structure is made. When we are using will, we have to use the first form of verb. For example, I say, I will help you. Or I can also say, she will call me when I arrive. You see, students, when we are using the modal verb will and the first form of verb, this is how we construct sentences. The subject, will, and the first form of verb. The subject, will, and the first form of verb. Now let's move on towards the other type of structure that we can make for simple future form. We have to use be. Now when I say be, I mean to say any form of auxiliary, or that is helping verb. Is, am, or are. Going to is a specific phrase that we have to use, plus the first form of verb. Now let's see an example. He is going to spend his vacation in London. See, is and going to. I'm going to be an actor when I grow up. Going to be an actor when I grow up. You see, students, these are the two ways we can write simple future forms. Now let's see, students, where can we use future simple tense? What are the situations? We can use future simple tense to express a voluntary action. For example, A says, I'm really hungry. B says, I will make some sandwiches. Another use, we use will to express a promise. I promise I will not tell him about the surprise party. We use will to express a spontaneous decision, which means the action is decided at the moment of speaking. Now A says, for example, The phone is ringing. And then B says, I will answer. Alright, students. Now let's move to the other uses of simple future tense. We use will to request help or offer help. For example, will you please help me to do my homework? It's an odd request, but it can be used. We use will with words and expressions like probably, possibly, perhaps, I'm sure, I expect. Now let's see an example. I will probably get there by car. Let's see another use of future simple. We use will when the main verb is be, even if we talk about the planned events. I will be in London tomorrow. Alright, students. Now we are going to see where can we use going to. Remember, if we are using will, we are also using going to express future simple tense. Let's see. We use going to talk about prior plans, strong intentions, or fixed arrangements, something that is already planned and it is in our schedule. Now let's take a look at the example. I am going to buy a new car next year. This man has decided to buy a new car and there is no hesitation or unplanned thing. He's sure about it. He's definite about buying a car. Let's check another use. We use both will or be going to predict future events. Let's take a look at the example. The weather tomorrow will be sunny. That's a prediction. You are going to be a famous artist. Now let's note one thing. We use going to, not will, to make predictions about events when there is a concrete evidence. For example, look at those dark clouds in the sky. It is going to rain soon. Now students, let's see what are different expressions in a sentence that can tell us that the sentence is a future simple sentence. The word tomorrow. Let's take a look at the example. I'll go to the market tomorrow. Soon. Don't worry, he will be here soon. Next week or next year. Or it could be next month also. There will be another meeting next month. In 5 minutes or in 2 hours. I will return in 2 hours. Later today. I will finish my report later today. Now students, let's see what is the structure of this tense. Alright, how to make a positive form of future simple tense. We use will which is the most important part of our sentence, we can use the following subjects: I, he, she, it, we, you, they. Along with these, we can use, or we are supposed to use, the first form of verb and then the rest of the sentence. Now let's take a look at the example. I'm sure he will succeed in the test. Now let's take a look at the negative form of future simple. We use the subject as above, he, she, it, they, we, I, you. Along with that, will not. Or we can also use the contraction won't, first form of verb, and then the rest of the sentence. He will not do it again. Now students, let's take a look at the other forms. If we want to make question form of future simple tense, let's see the structure. For a question which can be answered in yes or no, we can use that. We can make a question like this. Will, the subject, he, she, it, they, we, I, you, the first form of verb, and the rest of the sentence. And the question mark, of course. For example, will he come to visit us tomorrow? Now let's take a look at the questions with WH words. The WH word, that could be what, when, where, and then will, and then the subject, and then the first form of verb, rest of the sentence. Let's take a look at the example. Where will you study when you finish school? Now, WH word, subject questions. Let's see, above was the non-subject. This is going to be the subject question. Who or what will, first form of verb, and then the rest of the sentence. Let's take a look at the example. Who will come to help him? Thank you very much, students. I hope the structure of future simple tense is clear to you. Good luck for your work. Bye-bye.